Episode 6, season number 5 of the Northstars Show. Just before I get to Mikey Marcus with what just happened here, our weekend recap, another new segment that we brought into the show last week, it's what's underneath the coat. Last week I was wearing all brand new clothes because I forgot my clothes bag when I went to Flin Flon, and I had to go to Walmart and buy an entire outfit. So I was sporting that last week. This week I've got Paul's signed Andrew Ladd jersey. So a buddy of mine asked me to bring this to Paul. I'm not sure I'm ever taking this thing off. It looks pretty sharp. I think I look pretty sharp in it. Little change too. The coat's been a thing that we've sort of had some issues with. This week it was my job to remember the coat. See the coat's right here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put that on. Joining me is Mikey Marcus. He's going to tell us what happened here on the weekend at the C. Nesbitt Arena.
Well, the first game on Saturday we won 5-4. The scoring summary in the first period was Ethan Stuckless on an even strength goal, and Drew Tait-Reaume with a big slap shot, another even strength goal, and then I scored an even strength goal from Abbottagan, and in the third period I scored again another even strength goal from Caleb Ross and Tony Abbottagan, and they tied her up. Overtime didn't really solve anything, so we had to go to the shootout, and I buried 5-hole in the shootout, and Duckwich saved the day in net, 3 stops. We won that game in the shootout. The second game didn't really go our way. We were skating in sand all game, and Ethan Stuckless with the only goal from me and Laycock. So that's pretty much all that happened this weekend.
A lot of me and I in that thing. That's why we got him on. So, Mikey Marcus, excellent job on the weekend. Thanks for recapping that for us. As we move on with the show, we're going to talk to Drew Tait-Reaume in 1 minute. Talk to him a little bit about the big slap shot. Your story checks out.
Yeah.
He loved the big bomb. We talked to Justin Nachbaur. We're going to catch up with Coach Brad Ritchie. And thank you for joining us. We've got a brand new opening to the show, half a new opening to the show. It features you in the box with 3 other North Stars. And some of the guys even fixing their hair in there. They seem more worried about their hair than they did about the fact that they were in the box. So this is the Northstars Show, episode 6, season 5. Here we go. Brad Ritchie's with me here on the show. Brad, finally got the monkey off our back and got a win on the weekend. Talk to us a little bit about that game on Saturday night.
Yeah, thanks, Bruce. It does feel good. And it's well-deserved. The boys have been working hard. That game kind of felt like it was 3 different games. The first period was all us, and we had a quick 3-0 lead. Not fancy, just getting the puck deep, keeping one man high and getting the puck on net. It really paid off. And I congratulate one of the lines there that they really did a good job on the forecheck, locking the wings, forced an icing. We got fresh legs out there, and that's when Ethan Stuckless scored that first goal, and we really had momentum from there. Second period, it was the opposite. It was all them, and we had a couple back-to-back penalties we had to kill. Got a few posts, but the Duck played really well, held us in it, and then the third period was a wash and went to overtime, and showed our skills, and Dukwich did really well in the shootout as well, so we got that win.
Yeah, it was great to see. I think, like you say, all the things came together. The Duck played well in net. Been counting on Mikey Marcus to get some goals all year, and he finally broke out a little bit with a bit of a performance in the third and in the shootout. So
yeah,
nice to see that.
And he hasn't had the success he's wanted with points, but he's hit the crossbar, and he's hit the post a few times, and hopefully it's going to just keep on rolling for him now too.
Yeah. So not quite so great on Sunday. We'll move with the loss, but we'll move right into Blues and Golds quickly here. So Blues, things that didn't go quite so well this weekend or for those couple games. What do you think?
Yeah, well, we're still in the penalty box more than the other team, and so that's not good. We need to turn that around because it just puts too much pressure on our penalty killers, especially when we're often they're the top 6 forwards and the top guys on D we're counting on. It's fatiguing, and you're just playing with fire. So we got to do a better job of turning that ratio around.
Staying out of the box and some Golds. obviously winning a game is a big goal, but some other things, and you mentioned some of them already, but what are some of the other things that stuck out?
Well, I mean, both goaltenders continue to play well. We saw that on Sunday with Connor, even though we didn't get the win out of that game, but he wasn't the fault. So goaltending is good. We're feeling better about that. I'm working with the defense, and what I really like to see, and we've working on harping on it right off the start of the year, is supporting one another, not leaving your teammate hung out to dry. And we're starting to see more D2D work in the neutral zone, in our own zone, better support positions. So that's definitely getting better, and I think we'll be able to progress with that as well.
Wonderful VALE night coming up on Saturday. I think the guys will be excited with the bigger fans for sure. There's going to be lots of people out, and there's all sorts of stuff that's happening in and around the game, so that's going to be great. Obviously, you guys are looking forward to that. What are you going to do in practice this week to try to prepare the guys for that?
Well, I mean, nothing new to deal with the crowd. A lot of the guys saw it last year, but we, 600, 700, 800 people, so that will be new, but I don't think that's going to be an issue. They're used to the spotlight here, so to speak. It's more of a progression, building on what we've done well, continuing with conditioning, and staying positive and building on those things that we're doing well, Bruce.
Excellent. We'll look forward to huge crowds and a huge performance from the guys on VALE night Saturday right here at the CN Nesbitt Arena. Thanks, Brad, for joining me.
Thanks, guys.
You're watching the Northstars Show on Shaw TV.
Justin Nachbaur is joining me now here on the Northstars Show. Justin, you've had a pretty good season so far with the Northstars, sort of one of the rising stars. How do you feel things have gone so far?
I think it's been going pretty good. Wish we had a better start to the season, but as every game we're going, we're getting stronger and stronger.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that, and it showed on the weekend. I mean, the overtime winner was an exciting game for everybody to catch, and huge for you guys to get that monkey off your back, I think, and start to turn things around, and it certainly isn't too late to do that. What are some of the things that you think you personally have to do to help give the team some success?
I start putting the puck in the net and working on my conditioning, have better third periods, and that's about it.
No, I think you're exactly right, and I know the coaching staff are sort of relying on you. I don't want to put any pressure on you, but relying on you to put the puck in the net. You're one of the guys that they're looking to do that, and it sounds like on the weekend you managed to do that a few times when you were down south.
Yeah, I have.
So tell us, what were you down for? It was an under-16 event, and who did you play with? How did it go?
Played with Team Manitoba. It went really good. We won our first game, lost our second game. It was a hard one, tough one, but we bounced back and ended up beating BC in the semifinals. And playing Alberta, and it was a really good game. The third period, we outplayed them, I should say, and we just couldn't put the puck in the net.
The classic story. You probably had more puck time, more possession time, hardly any skate marks in your side of the ice, but you still didn't come out on top on the scoreboard. That's kind of how it goes. Nobody likes to brag or talk too much about their accomplishments, but we weren't there to see it. So, what'd you get? How many goals? Some assists?
I had 3 goals and 2 assists in 5 games.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Starting to make some waves down there. Did you play with the same guys most of the weekend? Who are some of the guys that you were playing with?
I was playing with Colby Morriso and Noah Geeky. I haven't played with them for a while. It's the first time we were playing with them, but we clicked right away. Obviously getting the first 2 goals of the game, and it was obviously a lot of fun.
Yeah. It's always nice to go play with some new guys and with some good players and see some new faces, and probably those are guys that as your hockey career carries on, you're going to bump into a few more times in the future. Maybe sometimes with them, sometimes against them.
Yeah.
And you're probably even seeing that now. It's interesting how the hockey world works. I think that you learn to maybe dislike someone because you're always on the other side of the puck, and then you play with them for a couple games and you find out they're good guys and you have some chemistry. There's probably a couple guys on the team here that are like that.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So congratulations to you for that great stuff. What can we look forward to, do you think, for the rest of the season from you and from the team?
From the team, I got to say, be stronger in third periods and putting a lot of pucks in the net and being physical a lot. Yeah, that's it.
Thanks, Justin. We're really glad to have you here on the Northstars and look forward to seeing lots of great things from you for the rest of the season. Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, no problem.
Hey, my name's Jaden Sigurdsson for your Norman Northstars, number 4, position defense, hometown ranking in Nunavut Elementary School, LUS. Favorite player, Jordan Tutu.
We're here back on the stairs in the CN Nesbitt lobby talking about minor hockey moment, a chance for us to highlight different aspects of minor hockey, from parents and volunteers through to some of the players and the teams in different aspects of minor hockey. We've got VALE night coming up. Joining me is Mark Scott from VALE. So minor hockey or VALE night, rather with the North Stars is, I think, an event that brings out a lot of kids, sponsored by you guys. Is that kind of the intention, you think, to sort of create a bigger interest in the community around the North Stars and around hockey?
Well, that's part of it, Bruce. I think if you add up the North Stars attendance over the course of the year, it would be one of the biggest events that happens in Thompson throughout the course of the year, probably that and Nickel Days, which you're familiar with. So, VALE's had a long association with the North Stars and with Nickel Days both, and they're big events for us. A good chance to get out and talk about the company and our community and help make the community a place that our employees and suppliers and service providers want to live and work and play.
And it's fantastic that you guys get a chance to sponsor this evening and to be a big part of the North Stars organization. Like you say, it's one of the biggest shows in town, I think, as the winter goes on, bringing out a lot of people. So it's really nice that you guys can be part of that. What can we expect at VALE night?
So before the game at 6:30, and puck drop is 7:30, but at 6:30, we're going to have some activities for the kids, some bouncy houses and face painting and some music being played in the lobby here at the TRCC before the game starts. And then the big attraction at the start of the game is we're going to have our mine rescue team out to drop the puck before the game. Captain Kelly Edwards and Director of Operations Murray Keogh.
Former North Star?
Former North Star. And Director of Operations Murray Keogh and their team who competed and won the provincial mine rescue competition in Flin Flon a few weeks ago are going to be there so we can recognize them and the community can recognize them, and so they'll be out for a bit of a wave to the crowd and the ceremonial puck drop before the game.
I love that, and that catches me off guard a little bit. The prep notes that I got, Shaw has a pretty impressive team that prepares me for these interviews.
Crack research.
Exactly. I heard that there was going to be white towels and that you were going to be making a speech. That's what I thought was the whole thing.
There will be white towels. The first 400 people in the door to the game on Saturday will have the rally towels that we'll be handing out, and I'm going to do a brief introduction of the mine rescue team. Nobody's going to have to suffer through a speech.
That was going to bring them out. That's why we brought you on the show. So I like that. Speaking of that, so you're the manager of mining and milling. How does that put you here on the North Star Show?
Well,
not that we're not happy to have you. This is fantastic.
No,
but
thanks.
When they said you were coming down, I mean, it was a bit of a head scratch again for our research team.
Well, I have some minor hockey connections. As you know, you and I coached together for one season a few years ago when Murphy was in Adam. And I was an assistant coach with the North Stars myself a few years ago. So I played minor hockey growing up, of course, in Bathurst, New Brunswick, in the Bathurst Minor Hockey Association.
Fantastic.
And
almost as good an association as we have here.
Well, they're almost. It's turned out most recently Sean Couturier, so they're doing okay.
Yeah, maybe we've got some big shoes to do. We got a little work to do. Doug, get the boys skating.
Yeah. And although it's a short but distinguished list of professional players who've come out of Bathurst, and I've coached minor hockey in Sudbury and in Thompson for about 12 years.
So that's maybe not your day job, but some of your evening activities have absolutely put you here. And we did have a good time coaching together that year. And I know, actually, you're no stranger to this North Star Show, having done a couple of those in the early days
I've been on the North Stars, and
Show.
Paul has seen me through his viewfinder a few times.
So you're obviously a fan, a volunteer, a coach, a member of this community. What do you think the North Stars have to do to turn this around? Have you had a chance to watch any of the games this year?
I saw the games on the opening weekend when Brandon was in town. I wasn't able to make it with Yellowhead in last weekend, but you know they're working hard, and they got their first W last weekend on Halloween night against Yellowhead. So with Southwest coming in this weekend, if you look at the standings, you know you get 4 points off the Cougars this weekend, and they're within striking distance, and that's 3 spots up in the standings, right? So. It's a good challenge for the boys this weekend, and hopefully they'll rise to it.
They'll have their hands full, but you're absolutely right. We're still in November, so we're certainly not out of this by any stretch. So thanks a lot for joining me once again. What are a few of the highlights that we can expect with VALE night here on Saturday night?
Well, you'll hear us talk about safe production, as you always do, our risk management
really?
system. That's
Imagine
right. And so we'll get a chance, anytime we do get a chance, we like to talk about that and educate folks as young as we can on risk management at home and in the workplace and at play.
Well, and it really is an important thing. I mean, we're sort of joking a little bit about the fact that you'll bring it up, but it's made a real big improvement at the mine, and I know it's starting to sort of spread out into the community. So it's excellent to hear that message, even though we get it a lot.
We'll keep saying it, and then before the game, like we said before, at 6:30, there's face painting for the kids and a bouncy castle and some music being played, and then of course recognition for the mine rescue team, Captain Edwards and Director Keogh and their team for the puck drop at the start of the game.
They deserve that. Thanks so much, Manager of Mining and Milling on the Northstar Show. Mark
Thanks.
Scott, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me, Bruce.
Tait-Reaume now gobbles it up. Tait-Reaume gobbles up the puck. There's a shot. He scores! Tait-Reaume with a beautiful shot. Great pass, Jones, and they got him up 2-0.
Well, Tait-Reaume was able to gather that puck about the center line, and he just went in, and the play was kind of shifting out of the Chiefs' end of the...
It's 1 minute with Drew Tait-Reaume, straight from the house, Norway House. How are you doing?
Good.
So you got your first goal on the weekend. Must feel really good, not just to get that monkey off your back, but to get that done at home in front of the hometown crowd. And I think there were even some people in from Norway House, am I right?
Yeah.
Some family in here?
Yeah.
Caught the action, I love it. So talk us through the goal, what'd you do?
Coach just told me to dump it in, but I just took it in because I had a feeling I could score. So I clapped it.
The universe spoke to you, clap bomb, blue line clap bomb, and got her done. So did you get an earful from Doug back at the bench for not doing what he said, or
No,
a bunch of high fives, everybody was
bunch of
happy?
high fives and smiles.
So obviously you've moved to Thompson for the winter, so how does it feel to live in Thompson for this year? How's it been so far?
It's been good, not too bad. Love it here.
Billet House is good, the guys on the team are treating you all right?
Yeah.
So far so good. I'm glad to hear that, and we can expect big things, more claps maybe this year?
Yeah.
A couple more goals coming up? Love it. You ready to do 1 minute?
Yeah.
1 minute from his house, Norway House, to yours. It's 1 minute on the Northstar Show. What'd you dress up for on Halloween?
I didn't go for Halloween.
Wow. A little disappointed. I thought the North Stars were pillars of the community, and nothing. Eh? Okay, what's your favorite pizza topping?
Pepperoni and mushrooms.
Which teammate is always late?
Cherry and Trout.
I've heard that before. You guys got to pick them up. You know, that's what it means to be a teammate.
Yeah.
You got to get them here on time. Black tape or white tape?
White.
It's almost split, I think, on your team. I thought it always used to be white, but do you have any brothers or sisters?
3 brothers, 1 sister.
Whew. Were they in for the game?
Just 1.
Not enough room in the car for everybody. What's your favorite restaurant?
Boston Pizza.
I like that pick. It's pretty good. So what song have you been listening to lately? What's the song that's stuck in your head right now?
Thinking Out Loud by Ed Sheeran.
Oh, that's a good one. You know what? Yeah, that's fantastic. Even Paul gave you an ooh for that one's pretty good. You know what's in my head right now? That new song by Adele. I don't even like it, but it's just, they're playing it at my house constantly. It's driving me nuts. Xbox or PlayStation?
Xbox.
I wish I had your song stuck in my head. Which teammate have you known the longest?
Tony Tait-Reaume.
Of course. The people at home knew that. How long does it take you to get ready in the morning? So when you get up to go to school?
Probably half an hour.
It's not too bad. I sort of pictured you taking a little bit longer, but I can also see just blistering right out of bed. Just throw that hat on, you're gone in 15 minutes. What's your favorite movie?
MVP with that monkey.
And you've known him the longest, so you know the answer to this question. Who's a faster skater, you or Tony?
Tony.
Drew, thanks for joining me. That's 1 minute. So that's it, folks. We got another one in the books. It's episode 6 of season 5 here on the Northstar Show. How did the manager of mining and milling make his way all the way to the Northstar Show? Thanks, Mark Scott, a huge hockey supporter in Thompson, for coming and joining us, talking to us about VALE night. That's going to be happening right down here at the C.A. Nesbitt Arena on Saturday afternoon. We took it over to Cross Lake and talked to Justin Nachbaur. We were over in Norway House to talk to Drew Tait-Reaume. And we had Mikey Marcus on the opening to let us know what just happened here. In case you missed it last week, there was a little guy that gives the Northstar Show maybe a little bit more respect than it deserves. He was a little bit worried coming through the shot, and he kind of crawled along beside us and slinked his way there. You might want to check back on last week's episode to see that. VALE night and a whole bunch more coming up this weekend. Thanks for joining us. This is the Northstar Show.